want to be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah.
Turn on your mind now, tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective, in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train.
What is going on, Hive? Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great start to their week. A better weekend than the Packers fans had. That was a devastating heartbreak of a game. But nonetheless, I'm stoked to be here in the Hive. And I have Devil's Advocates backstage, as always, on Monday. If this is your first time tuning into the Hive Mind, welcome. This is a contrarian thinking live stream where we are not afraid to think past the headlines. So if you are easily offended or rattled on behalf of others, this is probably not going to be the stream for you. However, if you like to look into things maybe you're known as the conspiracy theorist in your friend group, and you like to have the freedom to think out loud amongst like-minded people, you have found your people. So with that being said, Hive, I want to go ahead. I want to say what's up to everybody. Yesterday, with the stream in the evening, we had a Packer party, so that was kind of a up for grabs stream. But I have a epic week lined up of streams. I have so much information, and it's going to be a news heavy broadcast this evening, and I'm excited to get DA's takes on it as well as all of yours. Philly says, "Go Birds." What up? True to it. Yeah. I mean, dude, wasn't it like 3 blocked field goals? It seemed relatively rigged, the whole thing. I don't have any idea. I mean, we could go down an entire rabbit hole about the NFL being an entertainment corporation or whatever they label it as. Who knows? Vegas made a lot of money yesterday. That's all I'll say. What up, Brooke? How you doing? 1-1, how you doing? Growth Renewal, how are you? Sorry if I blew out your eardrums. ATL Drew, good to see you, man. Glad you're back. Foxy Lady says, "Go Vikes." Savvy Rooster, how are you doing? Not an NPC. Robin, good to see you. Shout out to my mod. Says, "Please hit that like button." I agree. Swipe down on that chat. Press that subscribe button. Gang, gang. What's up, crowd? Shells, Matilda, Discord Dawn, good to see you. Miss Anonymous says they caught some interesting UFO footage on a live TV broadcast. Did you post it in the Discord? If you have, I have not had too much time today to go through it. I was in meetings all day. Chels is tuning in from the Hive down under in Straya. Happy Monday. Shout out to Luna, my other mod. Dino in the hizzy for shizzy. What up, UFO dog? Project Bluebeam is right. Mrs. Birdie, how are you doing? K Wolf. Yeah, the Chiefs. Rose Cookie, how are you? Fiji. Love that. UK Karen already leaving some DNA. Susan, good to see you. Froggy. Beck. Mitty Witty. Lagertha's daughter. Skoll. How are you doing? Carrie and Haley Mucketfuss. Donna Speaks Truth is speaking the truth with that. It's hard to wrap your head around how things like that could be rigged. It's not what you think it is, in my opinion. I think a lot of it has to do with statistics and penalties. Same thing with like the NBA. How many free throws does a team get? And it rather turns into a game of statistics and probability. Squirrel Nest. What up? What up? How you doing, Monique? Crime Spy. Lori. Zach. Grammy T. Paula, how are you? Tuning in from Cleveland. Painful for both teams. Well, at least you guys came out with the W. Psycho Stench, NFL's rigged. Red Riding Hood, good to see you. Court says rigged since Deflategate. And that was such a simple thing just to let a couple pounds of pressure out of a ball. Angela, howdy. Twine and Toucans. Hive, yo. Yes, Chelsea, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a very good stream. And with that, Hive, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring up Devil's Advocates. Here he is. What's Gucci, my Louie?
I feel like I've been run over by a truck. I got back from a long hike. I'm barely hanging on by a thin thread. So you'll have to carry me by your bootstraps or my bootstraps, whatever you say. But I'm here. I'm here and I'm ready to go. Yeah,
it was like 6 hours, you were saying?
Yeah, it was 6 hours and it was brutal. Yeah.
Why would you do that willingly? Did you have fun? Did you have fun?
I did. I haven't climbed straight up 6 miles and to a lake, which was cool because like you can't get to the lake unless you hike. So it was cool place on earth that not everybody gets to see because not everybody wants to do that dumbass stuff. So I'm paying the price now, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you're gonna be sore tomorrow, I bet, especially if you don't do that very often. I've always said like incline walking, whether you're on a treadmill or you're hiking, that'll get you.
Yeah.
That'll get you because it's just this low intensity, elevated heart rate that's like you walk for an hour, you're like, holy hell, you're dripping sweat, and you're like, dude, I am tired.
Yeah. But hey, I'm here. I made it. We had to hoof it to get back so I could have time to get in the shower so I can make it to your lot. It was that important to make sure I got here on time. I hauled down here. There you go. Thank you. I wouldn't let you down. I made it down the mountain and I'm here.
No, I love it. And so we'll get into it. And don't worry, DA, the Hive and I will bring the energy. We'll wake you on up. And
nice.
Just a quick plug the channel. As a reminder, Hive, all of the lives are free. The only thing that I do ask is that on social media, especially on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, press the like button. The next time you go on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, even if you don't use those apps that often, support the stream, get the word out. It helps the algorithm. Just go type my name into the search bar, give me a follow, like the page, and I would really appreciate that. We're updating our merch on birdieBombshell.com. I was talking with Dana from the Hive, who's helped me out, and we're coming up with like an anti-NPC apparel. So I think that's going to be awesome, and some epic designs that I've kind of had a little bit of they've kind of teased me with a little bit that I'm excited to see how they turn out. So thank you to everybody in the Hive that's been helping out with that. And a quick reminder, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., I have George Webb coming into the Hive, and that is going to be awesome. As you know, George Webb has been boots on the ground, burning the leather for the Charlie Kirk assassination. And if you were in his live yesterday, you could tell that guy, to put it frankly, he gives a shit. Like, he gives a shit. He doesn't want people not crediting how hard he's working. He doesn't want people, trying to say stuff when they're obviously not on the ground and seeing it in person. I mean, he goes, I'm literally surrounded by people who have killed Charlie Kirk. And it's like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to have him kind of start from day one when he landed. What did he see? And have him talk me through that. So that is tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central. And DA, I don't know who submitted this picture, but
oh, wow.
Somebody from the Hive said, what the hell? I saw that. I go, should I put it in the stream? I'm like, I have to. I feel like, and then right before backstage, you're like, oh shit, I was drinking the fruit punch again. People are going to come at me.
I'm actually right now sipping on flavored like Gatorade type water. I'm like, please don't change the color of my lips on the stream. I don't need any more lipstick comments on the stream, but I'm doing my best.
But yeah, DA, if you want to tell people where they can find you, I got your page up.
Yeah, so of course you got the Devil's Advocates 2024 on YouTube. My main website is devilsadvocates.info. I'm on Facebook, Devil's Advocates. There, I'm on X. I'm on everything. It seems like, but super low followers on all of them. But I'm all over. I feel like there's more social media I just missed. But yeah, that's where you can find me. I also on Substack with devilsdocket.substack.com. So yeah, check me out.
Look at what Kelly just said.
No.
I just love how like you have like this is how only way I can think of like describing it is like there are inside jokes that, again, if you're just first tuning into the Hive, you would have no idea. It's like, what the fuck? That guy's a devil putting on lipstick and somebody's saying Tiggo Biddies and he laughs at it. It's like
right. If you don't watch the show regularly, like, what's going on here?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's awesome though. It is absolutely awesome. And I have, like I said, when I started this stream, I have a ton of slides. It's a news heavy stream, but your interpretation, I'm very much so looking forward to. And we can go ahead and get started with the Discord question of the day. This comes from Cat's Mojo. I picked this question because I think it's applicable to obviously Charlie Kirk and then also Idaho 4. And they had asked, why are these awful tragedies sounding more and more like the same script being fed to us over and over again? Now, what's interesting to me, when did it become the norm to erase the crime scene? When did it become the norm to not have an investigation, yet the story is solidified as fact? And why does nobody say, hold on, what if we missed something? Why are we tearing this down? Why are we paving over it?
All the time. I'm getting sick of the narrative. They tear down as quickly as possible. Freaking ship shit off to other countries so you can't analyze the data. It's like, what are we doing? Like, why are you always trying to hide shit?
That's what it seems like.
I don't know.
It just seems like they're hiding it. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't like, I listened to the ex FBI agent who was talking about the Idaho 4. You guys probably see him. He's kind of got like salt, pepper, slick back hair, kind of jacked for an older guy. And he's like, I'm a retired ex FBI agent is his hook. And he talked a lot about the Idaho 4. And he was talking about the Charlie Kirk thing. And I don't know if somebody sent this or if it was in the Discord, but he goes, a lot of people have said, why do they not preserve the crime scene? Now, this was his reasoning. The crime scene is not as important as where they found the casings and where the shooter was.
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't make sense. And his reasoning was, well, if that bullet did get lodged inside of him, or, I didn't see it go in the back, I didn't see whatever. He's like, those bullets are pretty hard to find. And I'm just thinking, like, really? like that's just what we're going to accept, is they're hard to find because it can't be done. And I like, when.
Right. It's lazy. It's lazy reporting. It's lazy excuses. And American public mostly doesn't ask anything further. They just accept it nowadays, which is the way they keep doing it.
And what you just said is what drives me up a wall. When did the American public become so intellectually lazy with what we demand from reporting? It's okay to finish a day of, 8 hours, 12 hours, 16-hour days of work. It's okay to be tired and not want to have to go research yourself, but you should be able to flip your television on and you should be able to understand that who's ever telling you as you're relaxing to stay up to date in your community, in the world, in your country, what's going on. You should be able to just relax, veg out, and think, at least I'm going to be told the goddamn truth. That bothers me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible. In fact, it someday, like soon, I'm going to be talking and breaking down on my channel about Project Mockingbird and when the CIA started to infiltrate mainstream media and actually pay mainstream media to put a narrative out there and propagandize the American public. So, unfortunately, people don't think that stuff happens. They think it sounds like the world of conspiracy theory, but it's documented. It's been proven. It's been declassified. But yet, we're surprised when the media doesn't cover things and they tear down crime scenes and tell us, don't worry about it. There's nothing to see here. I don't know. I sounds like a real pessimist today. Holy shit. I sound like a real pessimist, but
it is pretty pessimistic. I'm sorry. The more that I'm on social media, I don't know if there's any hope. I'm serious. I hate being half empty, like a glass half empty type of mindset. Usually I'm not very glass half full. This is getting out of hand. It's so bad. It's so bad that I don't believe that by voting people in or out of Washington will ever fix this. I don't believe that you can ever fix Washington. They are too controlled. They are too bought and paid for. We are too captured in our government to honestly have anything change at that level. It has to, and it's maybe cliche, it really has to start with people like me, people like you, people in the Hive at an organic or like a groundswell level. It has to start with you and your family, you and your friends, you and your coworkers. And it has to be like, well, yes, you can intake that news. You have to be able to just have those conversations. And then they go after, like, they implement BS HR policies where you can anonymously report your coworker for hate speech by questioning a narrative if it was Israel behind it, or who knows, right? It's just gotten out of hand. You can't think freely.
Yeah, no, it's getting really bad. And not to sound super uber thing, but when the money in the country invests in supporting both political parties, so that when you're voting and when you're told in America that you have to make a choice between turd A or turd B, and both turd A and turd B are being paid for in their campaigns by the same money people, it doesn't matter which shiny turd you put into office, you're going to get the same thing, because money is paying on both. They're hedging their bets. They put money on both sides of the house, and whoever you put into office, you feel like you had the choice, but in the end, they're going to be supporting the narratives of the people who put them in office.
I don't know if you know the statistics behind this, but aren't we one of like the only quote democratic countries that only has 2 choices for parties. Like it isn't,
and it's a false narrative.
Right.
Technically we don't have to have just 2 parties. We're not by definition a 2-party system. They have lied to us in America to make us think that if you vote for any other party other than the Republican or Democrat, you're throwing your vote away. That's what they tell you. And that oh my God, that narrative gets out there. Every MFer who tells me, if you don't vote for Republican or Democrat, you've just tossed your vote away. I'm like, oh my God, you brainwashed sheeple. This is why you think you only have 2 choices, because they've told you you're throwing your vote away if you vote for anybody else than those 2 parties.
I could go down an entire rabbit hole on voting and on what do they hold the quote election even for, right? It's just to make us feel some type of way, right? It's to make us, if anything, it's let's let the people vote so that we can see who are they going to listen to more easily without resisting, and we can still manipulate them all the same way. It's just, what is it going to look like? Is it going to look like this person, or is it going to look like that person? The plan on the back end doesn't change. It's just how they deliver it to us.
You're ahead of your time, because you're sounding like a crotchety old man who's sitting on the porch with me having a beer going, God damn it, this country's full of shit. It doesn't matter who you voted in office. You're way ahead of your time. You're the crotchety old bastard on the porch with me having a drink.
Yes. You know what's so funny is, like, dude, it's like, it's kind of painful. Like, do you remember like feeling that pain when it starts to happen, when you're like, oh God, this is all just so pointless. Like, and yet we're people are fighting over this, and it's like tearing apart friendships and families. And it's like, none of this matters. And then you just start, it hurts. It hurts your soul.
Like, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's horrible. We sound like a bunch of crotchety old bastards. I'm telling you.
I am a crotchety old man. I really am. Like,
join the club. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, Cats Mojo, for submitting that Discord question of the day. If you are in the Discord, please go ahead and submit a question, as well as the Hive Mind finds, as that is where I pull the questions from. Now, I have a couple of slides to set the tone of the stream leading into the Hive Mind finds. And this one, a lot of people have probably seen this. This is Andrew Colvette. He says, I want to address some of the discussion about the lack of an exit wound with Charlie. I'm usually not interested in delving into most of this kind of online chatter, and I apologize, this is somewhat graphic, but in this case, the fact that there wasn't an exit wound is probably another miracle, and I want people to know. I just spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital. He said the bullet, quote, absolutely should have gone through, which is very, very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round. I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always go through everything. This would have taken a moose or 2 down, an elk, etc., but it didn't go through. Charlie's body stopped it. I mentioned to his doctor that there were dozens of staff and students and special guests standing directly behind Charlie on the other side of the tent, and he replied, it was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed. His bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like the man of steel. It should have just gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him too. In the end, the coroner did find the bullet just beneath the skin. Even in death, Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him. Remarkable, miraculous. And I had texted you, I texted you a screenshot last night of this.
Yeah.
It bothers me to my core when, like, I believe in miracles. Like I do as a person. I believe that there's extremely powerful things that can happen. But when you hijack that because you want to lean into the fact that he was a man of God and a big follower of Christ, and that now his bone is that of steel, and you're saying that, again, I have a visual, but yes, this can take down a moose and an elk from 500 yards. You're telling me that a flexible ass vertebrae bone stop that? I don't buy it. I think that it's wrong that this is used, because there's going to be people who their own psyche of their belief in God will now stop them from questioning this, because they're like, oh my God, it was a miracle. Like, he's just that powerful. And it bothers me.
And it bothers me too. And I don't want to alienate the Christians out there by saying, but this is it's that narrative, you know, God himself hardened his bones so the bullet wouldn't go through, so that it would save innocent people on the island. And that's because he's a man of God. And I literally just had a hike. That hike I told you I was on. Somebody literally, you know, she's a big Christian and we're great friends. And she said, you know, I found out, I didn't realize that there's people who are leaving churches around us right now because the pastor won't talk about Charlie Kirk. And they're like, I won't stay at a church. I will not stand for being in a church that won't talk about Charlie Kirk. And I'm like, what is going on with this with this movement? Like that part I don't think that's indicative of the whole religion, so please don't say that. But some of the narrative that's being spun on this whole man of God thing is a little crazy. But
it gets weird. And some of you may have seen the video that's going viral of this kid talking about how they used an AI voice of Charlie Kirk to talk to the congregation and say everything's going to be okay. I'm sorry. That is like mass psychosis. Like, when are they going to have a hologram of Jesus Christ one day reading to you? I mean, like, at what point? I'm not even necessarily saying that there's something wrong about that, but it's like everyone can, if that's like powerful to you, yes. And I'm not even trying to tiptoe around or walk on eggshells. I think it would make me personally feel uncomfortable. I'd be like, this is kind of corny.
And I feel like these things though they're designed for narrative shaping. It's designed to polarize people and to get people to jump on that and start repeat. This story right here will keep getting repeated by people, and it'll and it's designed to do that. It polarizes people. It puts them on. Then they start fighting about that. Well, is he or isn't he a man of God? And that's what they start fighting about. Because again, look to the left. Don't look over here. What really happened? Let's all fight about whether he's a man of God or not. That's what they want you fighting over.
Yeah, let's fight about, is he a man of God or not? And then, was Tyler Robinson mega, or was he dating somebody who's trans? It's like, we're not asking about where the hell is the bullet, because nobody is believing that his neck stopped this shit.
Let's not ask the difficult question. Let's argue about his ideology and stuff.
Right. And I don't know if anybody had a chance to watch the service, the memorial yesterday, but something interesting happened. So I was saying, DA, that we had some friends over for the Packer game. Obviously, we're all down about the Packers losing to the Browns. It sucked. But when we turned on the service on YouTube, we're watching it stream. It was interesting. It started out pretty like normal. It turned into something that was like, hang on, this is a memorial service for this guy's life. It seemed like a rally.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Yeah. It didn't seem about remembering a man's legacy, and rather this was an attack on our entire party.
Yes.
Which is what they said they didn't want it to be. And then it's like, you're leaning into it, and it's not even political talk. It goes into the same thing about this tweet that's on the screen. They are using the narrative however they see. Everybody's applying the Charlie Kirk narrative when it benefits them, instead of remembering, if this man's gone, the life, for better or worse. And it's weird.
It's narrative shaping. It's horrible.
And again, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, usually I'll watch that stuff. I don't care if I agree with stuff or if I disagree with it or if I think whatever. It's hard to watch just because of the way that it's being said. It put not just the service. This tweet is another great example. It's weird the way that they're saying it.
Yeah.
Has the surgeon has he done a news conference? Has he done any sort of like press?
I don't know. I don't think so. And that's the thing. These stories just get created and they just circulate left and right. You know what? By the way, I don't know if this is going to be somebody was sent me screenshots of Tyler Robinson's text messages, right? And I had just read, for this reason, Tyler Robinson's indictment, where they tell you in the court of law what his text messages to his roommate was. It's not the same text messages that are being shared all over the internet. Look what Tyler Robinson wrote. And I'm like, People, this is why you read the court documents, because none of those screenshots are the actual stuff that was submitted in court. So pay attention, because they're putting shit all over, and then people are like, they're fighting about, well, I don't think that was real. You're right, it wasn't real. It's not even what was submitted in court. So you have to watch the court documents to see what the official story really is, and not all this bullshit narrative about, look at this screenshot. I can't believe he said that. Well, he didn't, because look at the indictment. That's not what it was said. It's crazy what's going on. The AI is making things even worse, because people can just, like, in 2 seconds, AI, please generate me a conversation as if you're Tyler Robinson and you're admitting to this crime, and put in something like this, and bam, it'll make it look real. It takes 2 seconds. You put it on screen, everybody talks about it and fights the shit out of each other about, is that real or is that not real? But
can everybody realize that we are purposefully being divided? It makes, like, you know how you talked about, like, we're just crotchety old men. More than anything, I cannot stand when it's like, how are we falling for this over and over and over again? It drives me up a wall that people don't see what's happening. It's so obvious.
yeah,
It's so obvious. And all right, this is from FBI Director Kash Patel, which I thought was interesting, and it seems as if he might be feeling a little bit of pressure. As the director of the FBI, I'm committed to ensuring the investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination is thorough and exhaustive, pursuing every lead to its conclusion. The full weight of America's law enforcement agencies are actively following the evidence that has emerged, but our efforts extend beyond initial findings. We are examining every facet of this assassination. We are meticulously investigating theories and questions, including the location from where the shot was taken, the possibility of accomplices, and text message, confession, and related conversations, Discord chats, the angle of the shot and bullet impact, how the weapon was transported, hand gestures observed as potential, quote, signals near Charlie at the time of his assassination, and visitors to the alleged shooter's residence in the hours and days leading up to September 10th, 2025. I'm going to pause there. I'm going to pause right there. That third paragraph would make anybody with a brain go, holy shit.
yeah,
This is not a closed case.
yeah. I mean, I have mixed feelings about this, but yeah, if the FBI director is telling you we're looking into alternate angles, the hand signals of the people behind him, these things, that should tell you that there's, even they don't think it's as straightforward as the single shooter from the front thing. Or is that even really his words? Like, I don't know. But
or are they just trying to put the fires out? Oh, thank God.
Right. Yeah. Trust us. We looked into everything and we found out it was exactly what we told you it was. You can go to bed. We've looked into it.
Right. Some details are known today while others are being pursued to ensure every possibility is considered. Our primary focus is to complete this investigation and deliver justice, to protect the integrity of the investigation and subsequent prosecution. We cannot release every piece of information we have to the public right now. Of course not.
Of course
we will ensure every question is addressed at the appropriate moment. Regarding specific details, such as questions about the plane that allegedly turned off its transponder after departing from an airport near the assassination site, we can share updates when answers are confirmed. After interviews with the pilot and consultation with the FAA, we determined the transponder was not turned off. Incomplete flight data in rural areas caused the apparent gap. The entire FBI mourns the loss of Charlie Kirk. We will not rest until justice is served, and our investigation into this assassination will continue until every question is answered. Wow.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to make this political.
Sometimes you have to, though. Sometimes you have to.
So if that's a legitimate statement by him, it should give you encouragement. But I also feel like that's exactly what they want you to believe, is that, hey, we're looking into all these things. And in the end of the day, they'll tell you, don't worry, we can't give you all the details, but we looked into it. Trust us. It happened exactly like we told you, which is where I expect it to go. I don't necessarily trust Kash Patel, but that's me.
Right. And everyone's fine to have their own opinion on it. It's just, it seems at least at face value, this paragraph right here, and then it's like, oh, of course that it's just a rural area. So where are all the other planes that are flying through rural areas that apparently just drop off? Wouldn't that be concerning? Is that a rural area, or are they about to crash us into another tower? Right? Wouldn't that be a little bit concerning?
Right.
And I don't really ever see Trump's Truth Social posts that much, but this one caught my eye, and I thought it was interesting. He's talking directly to Pam Bondi. I was telling you backstage, I think Pam Bondi's on the chopping block, dude. I really do. I don't think that anybody's very happy with. And for me, it was, yeah, I got the Epstein list. It's on my desk. I'm waiting to review it. I can go do it right now as she's on the White House lawn. And then within 48 hours, Trump saying, we're still talking about that idiot, meaning Epstein.
Yeah.
And it was just that, to me, everything changed. It seemed almost like at that moment when it came to Epstein and then Pam Bondi. It's just very odd. But right here, this first part of it, Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially, quote, same old story as last time. All talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing's going to be done. Okay. This is interesting, though, because he's calling out Pam Bondi by name, which is somebody that I don't think he would call out unless he's like actually trying to expose her.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and then you could read the rest of it and you kind of get lost in what the reason why I put this up here was just that first sentence. But, you know, talking about how, you know, people are not doing good, whether they're rhinos, whether they're bad Dems or they're bad Republicans, how he fired them. But over nothing, justice must be served now. And I don't know why you would put Pam Bondi on blast on social media unless
I don't either.
Is it a cry for help or is it to wake the people up that even he's wonder? I don't know.
I don't either, but I'm digging into it. I'm telling you, like I said, I don't like to make things political, but I am digging into this story, into the background and the politicians and who was in bed with who and the Epstein files, which I think is a major part of this. I'm getting all into the research on this. So. And
what Twine and Toucans just said sums up what I think the reason why I ultimately put this up is I am so tired of hearing her say, we will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. When, who, how, because like, how many times, and also too, whether it's Trump, whether it's whoever, like how many other times have we heard the president say, we need to hold people accountable? Well, it's like, you can't just say that and then not hold the person accountable who's supposed to be holding people accountable. It's like trickle down accountability. That's what it is, bro. Like,
I like that. Trickle down accountability.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. I would guess if I had to make a prediction, Pam Bondi by the end of this year is no longer going to be standing on the front of the White House lawn giving press conferences because I think she's going to get fired. If I had to guess. Now, I'll
remember that statement.
Yeah. No, I mean,
because I'll remember because if it happens, I'll be like, you called it, Bertie. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And now listen to this clip.
So I was in line with people for 3 hours talking to all the folks, and they were Christians and they were happy and they had families and they were lovely people. And I started talking to them and they were happy and prayerful, and none of them that I spoke to believed that the shooter that they got and have arrested actually did it. And they are
the War Room Posse. It's 0%.
They were and they were angry.
Same with our chat.
They don't need that. They don't. Not saying this guy's not a bad guy and an evil guy,
right?
But they think something, and this is why Kash Patel did announce today that the FBI has officially expanded the investigation. My big fear was you would get a lone wolf, lone gunman, and Utah police, and everybody want to shut it down. I think Kash said today that they've expanded it out because we have to.
Forever.
Now, tell me that before we even watch this clip, you and I didn't just piece that entire narrative that you could have guessed. That's exactly why they're going to refer to Kash. So don't worry, everybody. We know nobody believes it. Kash is looking into it. We don't want this lone wolf, gunman narrative to get away. Kash is on it. Okay. Because that's going well. That's looking promising, but we're going to tell you it. I did think it was a little odd that they said that though at the memorial or like
it
on
is
the stream for it. I did think that was odd.
It is.
But I mean, what do you think about that? That's pretty predictable, huh?
Yeah, it's weird that they're openly though admitting. I mean, in a way, it's weird they're not going with the continual narrative that it just is what it is. That they're actually saying, "Hey, look, nobody believes it happened the way that it happened, and we're looking into it." That's interesting to me. But
Yeah, and then this next couple of slides is Hive Mind finds from either things that people have emailed me, which again, it happens. I don't want people to be emailing me the Hive Mind finds, but sometimes there's good stuff in there. I would suggest that everybody sends them to the Discord. But here's a few of them. This goes to show you how big a 30-06 round is. Okay. So 5.56, for those people that don't know, this is what like the Marines are using in their AR-15s and what they're fighting wars with is right here. This is what took out Charlie Kirk. Okay, have you ever seen some war footage? You ever seen someone take a 5.56 when you're on like the dark and graphic side of X or Reddit or somewhere? You see what that does to a body? Look at this. You could take a moose down from 500 yards and it would still shatter its bones. Again, the theme of this month seems to be they want to insult our intelligence.
or it wasn't a 30-06 round.
It just wasn't that. Yeah.
It just wasn't. Yeah, it just wasn't a 30-06 round. It came from another direction, and it wasn't the same caliber as the 30-06. But
wild.
You know how many people hunt out there and know exactly what a 30-06 round does to an elk skeleton or bone? We're not dumb. This ain't gonna work. This man of steel, his bone density. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about some things a 30-06 can do. From out to about 400 to 500 yards, a 30-06 can penetrate elk bone. Why is that significant? Elk bone is significantly more dense and strong than human bone. Why? Because elk get up to almost 1,000 pounds. And so the bone has to be extremely dense to carry that much weight. Now, let's compare it to human, okay? Well, for one, let's talk about where Charlie got shot. He got shot here in the carotid. If that did hit a vertebrae in his neck, let's understand that neck vertebrae is some of the most fragile bone in the human body because it's so flexible to handle what we do with our neck. So what they're telling you is a 30-06 round, which can blow through elk bone, was stopped by Charlie Kirk's neck and a vertebrae. If you believe that, God bless your little heart. Now let's look at this actual ballistics test. All right, so we're going to watch a video from US Overwatch. He just put out this a day ago. Video. Let's check it out. I'll put his link in the pinned comment in the description if you want to watch the whole video.
So our first shot will be a cold bore shot, and we will just see what kind of results we are able to duplicate.
All right, so he's got some very thick bone here across the strap of this dummy. Obviously, this would be far thicker and stronger than a human vertebrae in the neck. Let's see what this 30-06 rounds does to it.
Look at that.
Wow. All right, from this angle, as you can see here. Huh.
Shattered. Human bone. Shattered.
Not only does it go through that bone, it explodes the bone, blows through the dummy. Also, as we'll see here in a second, blows through the wall behind it.
Like we did kind of also think, the bone stood no chance against a 30 caliber round traveling at that high of a velocity. So now we're going to give it reset it back up and put the ballistic plate in front of it and see if we can't duplicate that shot as well.
Right now, he actually shoots a ballistic plate with 30-06 round. Destroys the plate.
Give me a break. It
Seconds he's there, just rip the entire half of that plate off. So there you go, guys. You just saw, I mean, right there for you, 30-06 round. Damage it's going to do, went through way.
So you guys get the point of that, what I'm trying to say. And it leads me to this. There's too many odd frames. Right? So there's no arrival footage of him at the hospital. There's no ER bay. There's no gurney. There's no trauma team on camera. There's no attending doctor. There's no nurse. There's no time of death. It's just silence. The same men who were signaling before the shot moved him to an SUV, not an ambulance. There's minutes missing. Then a coffin. Air Force 2. Curtain down. There's no hospital release. No doctor of record. No named official declaring death. Just gaps. Note the handlers, note the vehicle, note the absence, timestamps over headlines. Now, if you don't follow Dave X22 report, he has an interesting way of looking at stuff.
I would add to that list. There is no thing to see here. That's what I would add. There's nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Right. Exactly. So it's just interesting. It's so interesting. And what else does that sound like, that Hive, that we've gone deep on for hours and hours and hours for a case? Oh, it kind of sounds like the Idaho 4 case, doesn't it? No pictures of the victims. Don't ever see them leaving the house. You know, you don't see the coroner.
Still haven't seen the sheath to this day.
Wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And okay, here we go, Hive. I've been excited for this one because, again, if you're here, you probably wear a little bit of tinfoil. This one, you're going to need to wrap your entire body in tinfoil for this theory, but it's a great video and it really makes you think.
Please retrieve your nearest tinfoil hat. Place that firmly on your head.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, I'm sure all of you have noticed online that a lot of people are talking about, why are these people allowed to be in this canopy? Why isn't this marked off and taped off as a crime scene? And why is this guy in the white shirt taking the most very important camera down? What you think is the most very important camera there, why is he taking it down? Well, here's why. Because it's not a crime scene. A crime didn't take place here, and that's not a camera. Now, before I tell you what it is, I want you to get a real good look at it as he's taking it down. Anybody figure out what it is yet? Okay, here's what it is.
Have you seen this before?
No.
This video? I'm telling you, DA, this video is a video that, again, now once I start watching videos like this, I look up from my phone and it's been 4 hours and I've done nothing but now just think. And that's what this video did to me.
Called a hologram projector. And if you don't believe me, you can go look them up online. And they're not cheap. They're not cheap. Usually 20 to 60, 70, $80,000 for these things. And they come in different varieties. Now, Hollywood calls them hologram stage projectors. Now, you see how Charlie's little tent there is a perfect square? And as you can tell, it's 10 foot squared, 10 foot all the way around on each square, and it's about 9 foot tall. That's because it has to be for the projection to work. Now, let's explain.
For smaller spaces, the projectors can be configured with mirrors to elongate the projection path and maintain picture integrity. Eyeliner displays ideally require a minimum footprint of 10 feet square and a height of 9 feet to show full-size human figures. What you are seeing is a reflected image which is so true and realistic to the original, it has become known as a virtual image. Many people perceive what they are seeing now as a 3D hologram. In fact, it is a 21st century take on a mid-19th century visual effect known as Pepper's Ghost, showing now.
And also, too, I agree, Justice Berserker, saying this is a lie. Don't fall for the lies. We're smart on this. I know. But this is really not conversing about the truth, the lies, whatever it is, because we're never going to know the truth of what happened. You could say, oh, it's a camera. Oh, it's this, it's that. I would guess at this point, the suspicion is probably nothing that would be very obvious to anybody with what they've let us see. You know what I mean, DA? I feel like the key to all of this is probably not public. While I do agree this is a stretch, it makes you think, you know, like, can we all agree on that? Like, nobody's really saying that it's a hologram. It's just this technology exists. And if you watch this video, you know, it's interesting.
Well, on the relay screens.
Sorry.
Thanks in part to the.
I want to say something. See, when things like this come out, all it would take is for somebody in government or whatever to just take somebody seriously for a second and say, hey, look, and if they can dispel it, say, hey, look, there's this comment out there that this was a projector. Here's why it can't be. And just take it seriously for a second and show it. Instead, what they do is they just mock everybody for having the question and move on. And because they treat everybody like morons, because we've got questions, instead of just acknowledging, hey, look, I heard your question. I'm taking it seriously. Let's talk about that. Could it have been that? Here's why we're telling you, no, it couldn't be that. Have a dialogue, but they don't. They just mock you for asking the question.
Exactly. And people are saying like again, it's just like, yeah, but that's not what happened here. It's like, okay. Like
then let's talk about proving that it wasn't. Just have a conversation about it.
It's thought provoking because maybe it's not used in this situation. Well, is it used elsewhere? Because this video, I was surprised at the direction this video went in. And
amazing optical properties of the eyeliner foil, combined with the light and picture output of Christie Digital high-definition projectors, the image has depth and opacity that actually supersedes the scale and definition of traditional 3D hologram.
Like I said before, 10 foot squared, 9 foot tall. This canopy was made this size for a purpose because it is a hologram stage projection.
Now, I'm telling you, when I saw this angle, I thought to myself, that looks a little bit weird, just a little bit. It does. And that's where maybe Charlie did it. Who knows? Okay. I don't know. Anything is possible, for God's sakes. There's a guy in Panama concealing an alien in a freezer. Okay. It's a glob of alien goo. So to think that a hologram, which the technology clearly exists, I'm not saying that this is what happened, but it's just like, I like to think about that stuff. You know how we were talking about the DA?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's worth discussing.
Right.
That you guys were watching.
These performers are holograms. Every series, we take one step closer to achieving all of the sci-fi dreams.
It's pretty cool. You'll never have to miss a gig again. The gig can come to you.
We traveled to Paris to meet Ian O'Connell, director of the company that put this show on.
I recall we were being asked to produce a show from London to Florida where the interaction between the musicians and the audience would be as natural as two people being in the same room. And for all of us, it was an experience.
The interactions between the hologram where it's a remote live concert. They're just as normal as you and I talking right now.
Yeah.
We'll never forget.
So how do they beam this band in live?
It's incredible that this really is a remote live gig. The signal from London takes less than a third of a second to go all the way around the world and be projected as a hologram on the stage in the US. As well as the hologram making it feel like the band are actually in the room with the audience, the band can see the audience and actually interact and respond to what they're doing.
This is a whole new take on live music. But how are the images so good that it looks like the band are really on stage?
They look so lifelike because of the angle of the light and the reflective material called mylar that creates this holographic effect.
The mylar screen is semi-transparent. The reflective surface reflects the images where the light falls on it, but where the light doesn't fall on it, the audience can see through it. So it looks like there's a person standing on the stage and that there's no screen at all.
The projector receives the video signal and projects it down from the ceiling.
What I really love about this is that you get the effect of a 3D hologram without those stupid glasses.
I still believe we've only scratched the surface with this technology.
I got a pop-up on my screen. I don't know if you got this that said, heads up, we've detected your video stream belongs to someone else and your stream may be temporarily blocked. Did you see that?
No, but I'll move on. That's interesting because that's not even from YouTube, but thank you for letting me know that. Now, this is also very interesting. Going along with that, I'm going to play this video to the right here first. Let me move us out of the way. Where was the blood?
Yeah.
Where is it? That's weird, right?
Yeah,
You
there's
just got
something
shot with a 30-06, and then
right.
your T-shirt
Right.
looks like you just took it out of the washer.
Right. Yeah, right.
Oh.
I created a safe airscript that is easy to read. I take great pride in our commitment to create the best product.
Have you noticed that it doesn't say freedom on his shirt either, DA?
I didn't notice that. Good catch.
Shout out to Corn Freak for that. Guys, where did it go? I can't wrap my head around this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this is also weird. This is from Queen of Space 23 on TikTok.
I don't think this guy, Tyler Robinson, exists. And I don't mean he's a robot or AI generated. I mean he's an actor, playing the role of a shooter, like Lee Harvey Oswald was. Take a look at his mother's alleged Facebook account. Tyler's supposed to be 22 years old, right? So in 2017, he would be 14 years old. Look 14 to you? Look 15 to you now? How about 18 now? Does the boy not change over the years? If so, then who's this meant to be? And now the mother's Facebook posts are random. Like they are really pushing the gig too far.
What the hell?
Right.
Pictures of him feel weird, staged, and faked. And now this footage emerges of him after a car crash in 2022. Does he not age or change? And if you think they can't fake people, remember there was a whole passenger list for CGI planes that one time.
So it's the same script, dude. I mean, again, I said you're going to need to wrap your entire body in tinfoil for this, but what it's going to get harder and harder to deny stuff like this, DA, the more that AI becomes public knowledge. I believe that AI has been being used behind the scenes to write movie scripts, to write songs, to generate things, and they would just call it like CGI. I believe the public is just now having access to the open source AI. I do not buy it for 1 second that this was not used for years behind the scenes without us knowing.
Well, the problem is that AI is able to fake a lot of things, but then also, I had a thought, but it went out of my head.
I said it's going to become harder and harder to deny that this stuff's possible with the more prominent AI comes.
Right. Well, yeah, right. Exactly. All that can be faked and stuff like that. And so I've said before, like, this is going to become a legal problem in this country, because when you put somebody on the stand and say you did this thing and we have proof of it because we have you on camera doing it, why didn't you just say, oh, that's AI. You can have me do anything. You can have me walking into McDonald's picking my nose if I didn't do it, and you could do it on AI easily. So can we even, so how do the defendants not use the same argument? It's like, prove it's me. That could have been AI. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
We're gonna see some crazy court cases, and like, look at like what Miss Maggie said too, saying like, and we only have the ultra novice AI voice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know, because this used to be, well, the frame rate's off, the chair. Well, now that we know what AI looks like, and we've all played around with AI, when a chair moves through a table and it glitches out like a video game, you start to think to yourself, well, if on my computer at home, I've seen that happen. Or when I'm playing Call of Duty and I've seen a glitch.
Yeah.
Well, then when I see it here, Well, what is it?
Right.
Is it a glitch? I've seen it 100 times, and it's a glitch every time. But in this time, it's just a random thing. No. So,
I mean, the bottom line is we should allow everybody to have a little latitude to ask those legitimate questions. Don't treat people like they're morons because they ask the question. Instead, say, I get why you think that way. Let's look at it and talk about it and have a civil conversation with each other instead of responding with, you're an idiot and a conspiracy theorist and I don't want to hear it. I'll wait for CNN to tell me what happened and we'll just be good at it.
Sue Zemak wants to know if we're real, DA.
Well, that's true. How would we know? How would I even know if I'm real?
Are you real? What's that? Is it like Toy Story? Like, what's the one where he's like, am I a real boy? No. What is that? Is that Pinocchio?
Yes. Yeah. The real boy was the Pinocchio line. Yeah. I only know that because I'm old.
Now, this one, it was submitted by Savvy Rooster. It says, our friend Officer Doofy. I had showed the pictures of the marshal standing, but Savvy Rooster actually found the video that I was able to get those screenshots from. So here they are. Here it is. Watch his grin.
There was so many weird people doing weird shit in this event.
Yes. Apparently that's a prosthetic arm, but look at the backpack.
I recognize that strap, and I think you know what that is. This is a strap off of an AR-15, also known as a sling, and when I tell you this one looks almost exactly the same, it's actually kind of crazy.
DA, I want to do an exercise with you right now.
Oh shit.
Okay. Brace yourself. Cash Patel's putting out all of these things that we were just talking about. That's like, look at those questions people have. Those are all very reasonable that they, in a way, by him putting that out there, they're admitting they do not have the answers to.
Yeah.
Right. I think that he would have put the answers out to those questions instead of saying we're looking into these questions. It's either they have no idea and they're trying to calm everybody down, like we said, or it's misdirection on purpose.
Yeah.
The trap door. Guys, humans, while maybe everybody is not up to speed, we also have to give ourselves a little bit of credit. I know earlier in the stream I was saying there's no hope. There's no hope. We're cooked. We're done. Which that might be from a power standpoint, but I would say that we have some of the most, like, we're living in a time where people are paying the most attention to stuff on the mainstream and what we're being told happened, why it can't happen this way, why it could have happened a different way. Let's think through this logically. There are all of these inconsistencies with bullet trajectory, with the story of the shooter, with where did the shot come from? And there's a giant trap door where he was sitting.
Right.
And they're paving over the crime scene within a week. That is weird. That is that is weird.
Yeah.
And it'd be almost weirder if nobody said something like, hey, you see that giant metal door that a man could easily probably crawl into or out of? It's actually meant for, it's like a manhole for people to go get access to stuff, and who knows where the tunnel goes to. And they're going to tell us it's just a simple electrical box. Okay. Then show us the inside of it.
Right.
It'd be weirder if nobody looked at the giant metal trap door and didn't question it.
Right. Yes, correct. Correct. It would be weirder to just act like there wasn't a question there.
Yeah, yeah, like
I feel like
Cash.
I mean, not that side tech, but I think Cash Patel's response of, hey, we're looking into these other things were because it was almost, I feel like the oh shit moment. America didn't necessarily buy the shooter from the rooftop thing. And all these YouTubers are out there with former snipers who worked for the military, worked for the government, saying that shot didn't come from the front, it came from the side. And so you have two choices. You keep going with the narrative that people who are experts in the field are saying it couldn't have happened that way, or you embrace it and say, hey, we hear these things and we're looking into it. And of course, eventually you'll just say, we've looked into it and there was nothing there. Trust us, it was exactly what we told you. So, I mean, I feel like they were kind of almost forced to acknowledge the existence of those things because, again, alternate news like YouTubers of that are eating mainstream media's lunch because people are starting to listen to the fact that mainstream media isn't telling you the truth. And so they look for the alternate theories. And now they're forced to do things like that, like acknowledge, hey, we hear the alternate theories. We're looking into it. Trust us, though. It's exactly what we told you at the very beginning.
And Gwender woman, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, I've said it from day one, CK is alive. Shot was special effects. CK's movement was like he was hooked up to a defibrillator, the effect of a bullet. Okay. I want to ask a question. And thank you again, Gwender woman, for the super chat. I'm glad you just said that because it reminded me of something that I've thought through as far as technology that exists, right? So DA, when we're going to the movies, or if you're streaming a movie, I don't know if anybody goes to the theater anymore, but we watch a war movie, and I don't know if like you've ever watched a movie with your wife. There's movies that are like mainstream. They're on Hulu, they're on Netflix, they're on Amazon Prime, where Aubrey's like, oh my God, I can't see that. And it's all special effects.
Right.
And we're watching it on the screen.
Yeah.
And it looks real.
Yeah.
How do they make it look real? And you can say, oh, it's CGI. Well, my question is this. Is there something, let's say that's hooked up to Charlie's lower spine? I don't know how this would work. Shit, maybe you could put something on his big toe. I am just asking questions. I have no idea if this technology exists. Is it possible to zap somebody and it would mimic them getting shot if the squib was tied up right, and it would knock you out? Is that possible? The way that his hands come up look exactly like how somebody who gets KO'd in the UFC looks. Or if you ever seen somebody, they get knocked out, their hands go up. So my question is there something that you could wear that's a device that would zap you to go along with some sort of special effects for realisticness? And you would actually get knocked out and you'd fall and your body would be limp and it would look about as real as it could get. Is that a stretch to think that somebody in special effects or for whatever other purposes would have that? I don't know.
I think it's possible, yeah. And the problem people have with it is, why would they do that? That's the next question people have. Okay, so yeah, it could do that, but why would they do that? That's the big question: is why would they do that? That's what I'm trying to dig into. Is the who wanted Charlie? You know, that's the $1 million question. Who wanted Charlie Kirk dead? What people wanted Charlie Kirk dead, and then you start working backwards from there. Who wanted him dead? Now, how would they have done it if they wanted him dead? But
well, and to Sid's point, I'm saying this nicely. You're proving my point. If I've seen videos of people getting shot by the police, their arms do the same thing, though. That's what I mean. It looks exactly the same. So when you hear the gunshot and you see it happen, you're like, well, that's what it looks like when police shoot somebody. But it's also like, go watch somebody get punched. AI can remove the person and you can have a gunshot. And they go, boop, would it look the same? Because your brain is thinking they were shot then. That's my point, rather. I know that that's what people's arms do. And of course, but so I don't know. I'm just saying, like, in a way that's kind of proving the point that I'm saying is that is exactly what would happen when you get knocked out or when you get shot. Because at the end of the day, did I just say that twice in a row? Sorry. Your nervous system is getting shut off.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so when you get knocked out, like, that's why a lot of people, when they're punching, they aim for the bottom jaw. Your bottom jaw moving just a little bit is what shuts off your nervous system, why you go limp. Right? So I have no idea. It was just a question of, does that exist? So
nothing should be wrong about asking questions.
No, I'm not afraid to ask any question.
Yeah.
Like, I'll ask a question, DA. This might make you uncomfortable, but I'm gonna ask it.
Oh shit. I can't wait to know where that shit's going. This is gonna make you uncomfortable. Well, I
don't think it'll make you that uncomfortable. Do you think that with Israel and the Jews and
all right, sorry. I mean, back up. Back up. All right, go
like
ahead.
I said, I'm just asking a question. Do you think that has gained steam since the last time that we talked 48 hours ago, or more steam?
I mean, has it gained steam
like
more
has
steam?
that rumor gained steam? Like, oh, there might be something behind this. Like in the last 48 hours.
I think so.
Yeah, I have too. I do too.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Where does a rumor like that come from? Well, again, to make the point about how I made it about the trapdoor, it'd be weirder to not question a giant metal trapdoor that's right where he was sitting than to, right? It'd be weirder to not ask that. Now, it's like everybody knows AIPAC has a ton of influence in American politics. Everybody knows Israel has a lot of influence over our politicians. Would it be a little bit weird if Charlie turned down $150 million in a visit to Israel, like in the weeks leading up to it, and was potentially changing his stance on things that might be occurring with the Iran war and some funding with Ukraine and all this other stuff? Is that a stretch, or is that not a little bit weirder to not question if that has something to do with it?
Right. I agree. It would be weirder to not question it. It's also weirder to not question about the timing of not a Congress agreeing not to release more information about the Charlie Epstein. God damn it. The Jeffrey
You did
Epstein.
it again.
I did it again. What is going on with you know what? I'm glitching. The Matrix is glitching in my brain.
Breaking news. Devil's Advocates is AI, and he's
right.
going through a software update, everybody. But
this is before your time, Max Headroom. I'm gonna start glitching all the time. Anyways, but
oh, that's hilarious. Jeremy Pearson, thank you so much for the super chat and for the question. Can you look at the video of his security guy to his right pushing him off the chair while he's trying to help him from taking more shots? Wait, so look at the video of the security guy to the right. Are you talking about the dude in the white shirt
or the black shirt?
Or the black shirt? And was he trying to help him from taking more shots? Like, are you saying like shield Charlie?
Right. I think he's trying to say that his security was pushing him off the chair, trying to get him to the ground so that he would get out of the line of fire and not take another round.
Yeah, we can look at the video too. I might have it pulled up on I can pull up the slides from the last stream when we get to these. So Jeremy, please remind me. Now, guys, I forgot I put this video in here. This comes from TikTok. This is from Daily Mirror. K Wolf sent this in. They said, this is my first time seeing this video, and it sounds like more than one shot was fired at the exact same time. I'm thinking one was a blank round to distract from where the real shot came from. Do you remember the night that my stream got cut? This was the point that I was going to make about a blank round being fired.
Right.
George Webb had talked about how it's not uncommon for exercises, what people think are a drill, to go live, and they don't know.
Yes. Oh my gosh. There's a huge history of drills that are just like what actually happens. And then you find out later on they were doing a drill about that in the same area, and it confused people and delayed things because people didn't know if it was drill, it was real, because they were drilling the very thing that actually happened.
Right. Exactly. Now listen to this. And I'm gonna say this to, like, I guess I'm just gonna call it out right now. I will guarantee right now that people are gonna say it's the echo because he's down in a bowl and there's buildings, there's buildings around. Okay, yes, but I don't believe that the echo would happen this quickly. Okay, and I'm gonna play this. Of course. Oh, you come on.
Holy
And what Sherlock just said, it's not the echo. It's not even the same caliber. Those are two different snaps.
Yeah.
What do you, I mean, Dia, are you a big, do you shoot at all?
And-
Do you hunt or anything?
And
really?
again, I shoot, but just at a pistol range every once in a while. It's, you know, not so much. But so let's I'm just off the riff. So again, if you take the idea that somebody hand signaled something in for the shot, then you could signal for both shooters to take the shot at the same time as quickly as possible. And you could, in theory, have two shots that were designed to be as quickly as possible. So you're waiting for a cue, the same cue that both shooters would take as the shot. And there could be, but again, it could be an echo off of a building or something like that. So yeah. So
now,
anyways,
like, here's my whole thing with the hand signals. Same thing. Are we to believe that somebody's going to be standing right next to Charlie Kirk in front of thousands of people that's, you know, doing the whole like
wasn't quite that hand signal, but yeah.
You know what I mean, though? But seriously, like, come on. You don't think that this is going to, like, you know, like steal third, steal home,
right?
This guy right here. Like, I don't see how it would almost be, that's the whole theme that I'm going with is, it'd be weirder if that is how obvious it was, because it's rather obvious. They had to know thousands of phones were going to be out.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll play this again. I'm curious to see what the Hive thinks. Hive, type of 1 for 1 shot, type of 2 for 2 shots. I'll play this a couple of times. And I think they slow it down.
Holy!
There's been a shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots. You guys okay? Okay, love you. Be safe.
Oh, I thought.
I mean, if you look, I mean, to play devil's advocates with the 2-shot thing, like you said, it's in a bowl. You've got buildings on both sides. If the shot's taken, that thing can ricochet off of both buildings to the side. There are plenty of places for acoustics to bounce very, very quick, and it wasn't that close. It wasn't that far away either. So, I mean, I had to play devil's advocates both ways. Yeah, you can. Can you talk about an option there's two shooters that take the same signal and shoot at the same time and they're very close together, or do you say, look, it's in a bowl and there's buildings all around and there's going to be an echo and it's going to happen quick because it's short range? But
could be. I slowed the video down. I'll do it at 0.25 and then I'll do it at 0.5.
Okay.
See, that sounded like 1. Here's 0.5. I don't know. It just still sounds so weird. Here's 0.75.
Like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like I don't want to discredit the 2-shot possibility because, again, many people are saying, experts are saying, that shot came from the side. So if it came from the side, then what was the shooter on the roof doing straight ahead? Did they fire a blanket? Did they fire at all? Did they fire at all? That's the other question. Did they fire at all? Or, you know, so those questions have to be asked. By the same token, like I said, I mean, there's people in who are saying it's an echo for 1 shot, and I can see an echo for 1 shot. So both, I think it's what's fair is to ask both questions and to really think about both possibilities.
Now, I don't know how deep you went on the Vegas shooting. Yeah. But look at what Stone said. Stone said, I bet you that it's a stereo recording. You could see it if the left and the right have different times. Now, what's interesting is there was a lot of people at the Las Vegas shooting that said it sounded like it was being played over the speakers.
Gosh.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you remember people saying that?
You mean at the Vegas Vegas shooting?
Yeah.
I don't, God, it's been a while. There was so much crazy shit with the Vegas shooting. I don't remember them saying that it sounded like it was coming from speakers, but,
I thought that I heard that. And then I also, you know what the other thing is? Like, I've used a bump stock before.
Yeah.
It is a novelty item. It's not meant to be used to be tactical. Not that anybody was trying to be tactical and really aim in that situation, right? But it almost seemed like the narrative was hijacked to ban pump stocks. Right?
Yes.
Oh, it's
right.
going to make guns fully auto. If you've ever shot a pump, you can't control it once you start. Your arm's just going quick and your fingers going against that trigger at a rate that you can't pull it at.
Yeah. Right.
You know? So I thought that was interesting. Now, the one thing that I want to look at is, where do people turn and look when they hear this?
I've heard about this, where people were to watch where people turn and look. Right.
Holy It's kind of hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah, people were. I know people were telling me in the audience, when you watch the things and you see where people look, they're looking in a different direction from where the shot came, where we told the shot came from. But
it's like, did you see that guy who was there that his entire team like grabbed him and he's like, no, why are you grabbing me? It was like one of the first interviews. He's like, I heard the shot. I looked to my left, and then I looked right, and I saw Charlie go down.
So let me, I'm going to tell you a conspiracy theory right here. A conspiracy theorist might say the entire reason why this location was picked for the assassination is because of the echo chamber effect. Because that way, when people start reporting shots were heard from different directions, you just pass it off as, well, yeah, it was echoing off of buildings. That way the shot could have come from anywhere, and you'll just answer it as, well, yeah, it was in a bowl. The sound's going to ricochet all over the place. So maybe somebody heard it from the left, and maybe somebody heard it from the right. Maybe somebody, and that's how you answer it. So,
right. Exactly. Now, moving on, this one, the tinfoil hat conspiracy of the day, this is rather just more of a history lesson of just kind of, we talked last time, DA, the geopolitical landscape. This is very interesting. And I tried to find a couple videos that when people see this, it will wake them up to how, when I say, if you're right wing or if you're left wing, it doesn't matter, because you are on the same wings of a bird that is nosediving into Satan's gooch. That's what's happening right now. Okay. Like, there's no hope. Okay. So
poetic, very poetic.
Right? Exactly. So now you're going to listen to this. And if you haven't heard this, this is the type of clip
we also have a
history
of kind of moving in and out of,
or your friends that don't believe this. Listen to Hillary Clinton back in the day.
We also have a history of kind of moving in and out of Pakistan. I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
People forget
and
that.
We did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia. And we went to work. And it was President Reagan, in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen, and let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam, so that we can go beat the Soviet Union. And guess what? They retreated. They lost billions of dollars, and it led to the collapse of the Soviet Union. So there's a very strong argument, which is, wasn't a bad investment to end the Soviet Union, but let's be careful what we sow, because we will harvest. So we then left Pakistan. We said, okay, fine. You deal with the stingers that we've left all over your country. You deal with the mines that are along the border. And by the way, we don't want to have anything to do with you. In fact, we're sanctioning you. So we stopped dealing with the Pakistani military and with ISI, and we now are making up for a lot of lost time.
So I chose that clip to talk about how we funded them 20 years ago. And if you don't think that we've continued to fund since this clip has come out, that we will, as Hillary said, we are now sowing that harvest, right? Like, we're going to have to deal with it. We did that. We left everything there. But rather also think about how detailed she just explained a game plan that would sound like a huge conspiracy. If you said we took people from over here and then we said let's go get some Saudi Arabians and let's bring that brand in over here and let's push them there, and then we're gonna have the Soviet Union collapse because of it. People are gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, no. It's very simple. The people, they didn't want the Soviet Union and blah blah blah, right? Listen to what she's saying. They just did.
It's funny because the people on my chat on my side are saying what I was going to say, which was that ultimately we didn't want Russia in control of the poppy fields. We wanted to be in control of the poppy fields, but that's a whole nother thing.
Well, that is for this specific situation. Yes. The umbrella term that I was kind of getting at is like, look at how calculated that was to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And we will fund people to fight Russia to make sure Russia doesn't get the poppy fields so that we can get control of the poppy fields. But here's the thing. It wasn't a conspiracy tinfoil hat thing, right? It wasn't good enough to fund Pakistani resistance to try to stop Russia from taking the poppy fields. You also have to have a pretext to invade the poppy fields so that we can invade the poppy fields and take over.
Correct.
So first step was to pay somebody to stop Russia from taking over the poppy fields. And then we need a pretext to take over the poppy fields ourselves, which
That's exactly right.
9/11 was a great way to take over the poppy fields. But
right. And now, DA, I had never seen this video, and I don't know how. It's from Roka News. I guess it was only uploaded 3 months ago. So this has got millions of views. I've not seen it. Read the caption at the top of this screen. Bin Laden didn't die. I thought it was like rage bait.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a 10-minute video. Okay. DA, you're going to be shocked. You are going to be shocked when you hear what these people say about Bin Laden and how. Well, I'll just shut up and I'll let it play.
Streets, the world's most wanted man was killed. Or so we've been told.
No Bin Laden here.
No. Osama bin no yet. Basically, I think he was working for America.
Osama kaisa lagta hai aapko?
He's a very great person, brother.
On May 2nd, 2011, President Obama announced that Navy SEALs had killed Osama bin Laden.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda.
The raid didn't take place in mountains on the Afghan border or in a cave, though. It took place in Abbottabad, one of Pakistan's nicest cities and just a mile from Pakistan's version of West Point. Yet people across Pakistan do not believe bin Laden was ever in Pakistan, let alone killed there. To understand why, we traveled to bin Laden's compound and met Osama's neighbors.
Walaikum salam.
Bin Laden's neighborhood, Bilal Town, was the nicest part. Driving through, we had to keep putting the camera down so we didn't film any military installations or police.
I think this is one of the nicest neighborhoods we've been in all of Pakistan yet. Really? This was it.
And the house is torn down. Go figure.
This is it. So this was exactly where his house was, right in the middle of a really nice neighborhood, less than a mile from the West Point of Pakistan, their military academy. Did they get rid of it because they didn't want it to become an attraction?
Yeah, I think that is one of the reasons, because they did not want it to remain. It's just like as a place of, like a shrine, or
Yeah.
a place people come here.
Assalamu alaikum. Kya haal hai? ठीक है? I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Walaikum salam. Thank you. I'm from the U.S. I hear this is something famous happening here.
Yes. But this time you don't hear in this place. Some people says America air fighter this time come,
Yeah.
but nobody Osama bin no.
How weird is
his
that?
wife and his children here, but not.
You don't think
it
he was
wasn't.
here? No.
Yeah.
But so when the helicopters came,
Yes.
How weird is that?
Osama, and if I recall, they never showed Osama to anybody. In fact, the story was the soldiers took Osama's body out to the middle of the ocean and dumped it. And oh, by the way, we don't have anything to show you anymore because we dumped Osama's body in the ocean. Like, how fucking convenient is that? You don't get oh, you know what? We just went ahead and dumped him in the ocean. No, there's nobody to see here. Yeah. Anyways,
I'm pretty sure that the way that they confirmed his height and if it was him was didn't like a SEAL lay down on the ground next to him and they took a picture and it was approximately the same height as somebody who would have been the same height as Osama.
Well, that's definitive proof.
Right. So
I don't know.
And
Anyways,
I think they dumped his
I'm an
body off
asshole.
the size of off the side of the Navy ship in international waters, and
Yeah, because that makes sense. Because I mean, America doesn't want to prove that the boogeyman has been killed because that was their
Right.
narrative. He's the boogeyman, so we killed him. But we don't want to prove anything. We'll just be like, hey, we dumped him in the ocean. Sorry about that. You don't get to see nothing.
Do you know what's a good stream you and I should do? Like how we talked about conspiracies and all that. We should do Adolf Hitler. Did he flee or did he commit suicide? That is an epic rabbit hole.
Right. It is.
That would be a fun one. I'll let this play. This gets crazier. Just the amount of people that are saying this stuff and it makes sense what they're saying.
They weren't actually
Gone.
He was gone.
Gone.
Do you think he's still alive or is he dead?
He's alive.
You think he's alive?
Yes, yes.
You live around here?
Yes, yes.
Sorry, I'm dusty.
कोई नहीं.
A few days in Pakistan, I get dusty.
I'm Muslim.
Uh-huh.
ये अल्लाह पाक को बेहतर पता है. अल्लाह पाक को बेहतर पता है कि उसामा वहाँ जिंदा है या फौत हो गए. ये उसामा को इधर मारा गया. जी हमें नहीं पता. अल्लाह को बेहतर पता है.
और वो कैसा लगता है?
उसामा को मैं पसंद करता हूँ. उसामा को मैं लाइक करता हूँ.
अच्छा, क्यों?
मुस्लिम लीडर इस वजह से मुझे लाइक करते हैं और कोई वजह नहीं है. जो भी उसके बारे में बोला जाता है वो अल्लाह को बेहतर पता है. हमें नहीं पता.
अच्छा.
मैं कजन स्टोरी सारी से आती है आपको वो सुना देगा.
अच्छा.
जी हाँ.
क्यों?
वो बोलूं.
अच्छा. What's going on right now? This man invited us to his home to tell us a story about Bin Laden के बारे में.
आप हमारे मेहमान हैं. आपको चाय पानी करते हैं.
I see a very chill neighborhood here. Like very just like nice vibe. Got the mountains. Nice big homes.
I always think it's interesting to see first person points of view in other countries too.
Usman,
Yeah, correct.
What do you think about Osama?
Osama is powerful man.
Powerful man.
Train 2 steps ago away.
You think he's a smart guy? What do you think about 9/11?
9/11. 3 aeroplanes crashed.
4.
But
I'm just gonna say this about 9/11. Somebody did a voice analysis using like AI or whatever, and their accent was not that of Middle Eastern. It was like some form of like a Hebrew language.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's wild too. How did nobody think to actually say to themselves, what accent is that? And now when you go back and listen to it, you hear it, it's like, holy shit. Is it? Or is it who they said it was? But here, I wanted to play a little bit of this video. We don't have to finish the whole thing. It's only got 5-6 minutes left, but I want you guys to hear kind of how they explain this.
पानी में हुआ था क्रैश.
एक खेल पर.
बाकी 3 एक फैक्ट्री उधर हुआ. नेशनल
एक गवर्नमेंट बिल्डिंग में गया था और 2 वर्ल्ड ट्रेड सेंटर्स. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
उसामा के बारे में कितना पता है कुछ? उसामा बिन लादेन के बारे में.
क्या? When the Bin Laden thing went down here and the Americans crashed, he was living right here. आपने कुछ सुना?
हॉस्पिटल ले गए थे, पाँव में गांठ वगैरह लग गए.
क्या आपने कोई देखा? हेलीकॉप्टर देखे?
Wait. Hey, guy. When we heard that bang and the old guy just walked over there, did they just say he shot himself in the foot and he needs to go to the hospital because he has glass in it? Is that what they just said? I think that's insane. Hang on. There's no way.
Assalamu alaikum.
Aeroplanes crashed.
4.
But पानी में हुआ था क्रैश.
एक खेल पर.
बाकी 3 एक फैक्ट्री उधर हुआ. नेशनल
एक गवर्नमेंट बिल्डिंग में गया था और 2 वर्ल्ड ट्रेड सेंटर्स. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
उसामा के बारे में कितना पता है कुछ? उसामा बिन लादेन के बारे में.
He's in pain. Help this man.
When the Bin Laden thing went down here and the Americans crashed, he was living right here. आपने कुछ सुना?
हॉस्पिटल ले गए थे, पाँव में गांठ वगैरह लग गए.
Oh, he got
क्या आपने
glasses.
कोई देखा? हेलीकॉप्टर देखे?
गिर गए थे, पुलिस आ गई, फिर जगह बंद कर.
They closed the area off.
अच्छा. और आपका नाम? मोहम्मद तिमूर. मेरा नाम मैक्स है.
ये बात 2011 में हुई थी. 11 मई को हुई थी. हमारे स्कूल और कॉलेजों की छुट्टी हो गई थी.
उनके शीशे टूट गए थे जब हादसे हुए थे। ये ओसामा बिन लादेन शहीद हुआ है, जैसे जो मारा गया है, इस बात का हमें कोई इल्म नहीं है। ओसामा बिन लादेन एक मुस्लिम था, एक मुसलमान था। अल्लाह पाक उसे जन्नत फिरदौस में जगह दे। अगर उसने कोई गलत हादसे किए, कोई गलत वो किए, तो ये पकड़ अल्लाह पाक करे। Cool drink would be nice.
Now, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. My friends and I started Roka News back in 2020 because we were tired of...
Anyways, you guys get the point that I was trying to say, is that none of the locals even believe that had gone down there. And I do... Oops. Sorry, DA. I do have one other video quick. If you guys... DA, do you got 2 more minutes here?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I was just trying to confirm something somebody said in your chat. I was remembering about, they said, and then the SEAL team that took out Obama died in a helicopter crash. And I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking forgot that shit.
That's
like,
right.
And I was double checking to see if it was true or not, but
yes,
I'm not sure that it is, but we'll see.
Not what I wanted. Never mind. That's it. Not it either. Damn. Let me do this because I actually have that voice analysis of the hijackers, which is interesting. Has anybody in the Hive heard that before when somebody did the voice match? That it was not like that of like Middle Eastern? Have you heard that, DA?
I had not heard that, no.
All right. Here we go. And while I'm waiting for that to upload, here's an epic video of the ice wall.
Oh, Antarctica, yeah.
That's crazy. Would you ever go to Antarctica?
Yeah.
The voice of the hijacker heard from the hijacked plane's voice recorder reveals that the accent of the hijacker matches an Israeli Hebrew accent.
The next transmission comes seconds later.
FBI Director Mueller, BBC News, and ABC have confirmed that 7 of the 19 Muslims whose mugshots were flashed around the world did not die in the 911 crashes. They are alive and well and are victims of identity theft. An 8th accused Muslim died 1 year before the 911 hijackings even occurred. Who stole their identities, and why isn't the FBI looking for them? If the hijackers really were Muslims, why would they steal the identities of fellow Muslims and implicate them? Wouldn't they be more likely to steal Israeli identities and put the blame on Israelis? If the hijackers were Israelis, wouldn't they be likely to steal the identities of Muslims and put the blame on Muslims?
It's just a question, everybody. But I mean, DA, my question for you is this. And as we wrap up the stream here, you mentioned it a couple of times that it's like you shouldn't shame people for asking questions. You don't make them feel dumb, whatever it is. Is that coming from a place of like your own personal experience where when you don't know something and you try to ask it and you're around people who do know about it and they don't take the time to teach you, it makes you uninterested in even trying to learn? Would you say that that's how you feel?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, you get shamed into to asking the questions, and then you don't want to ask questions anymore. And that's the whole design of it. Make you feel like an idiot for asking the question, and then you stop asking questions.
And I believe that there's questions that everybody has had for a long time about a lot of very popular events. JFK, the Vietnam War. I'm sure even in World War II, there was questions. Nobody in the press, to your point that you made last Monday, is going to ask those questions in those moments that would be able to get broadcasted to the masses.
Right.
Because they're keeping their job, or their entire news organization, whatever umbrella they're under, would not be allowed to then go into these press conferences.
Right. The media is controlled, and so they know not to ask certain questions or they'll lose their accesses.
We live in such a scripted world. We really do. And a lot of people are waking up to it. And I don't know if there's an easy answer how to get out of it. I don't know if anybody does know how to get out of it, but I can tell you that it will never hurt to ask questions about very obvious things that should have questions asked about. You know, you should ask about the giant metal trapdoor. You should ask about the accent of the hijackers. You should ask the locals in Pakistan, did you guys even know that he was here? For God's sakes, he's in a nice neighborhood a mile away from their version of West Point. Nobody knows that in a giant compound. Really? Like, how do you not?
You know, as far as the controlling the narrative, and I don't want to get on to 9/11 too much, but I remember one of the shifts I felt in American politics and the media when Bush said, "Let us not tolerate crazy conspiracy theorists that try to shift the blame from those responsible," right? And that was the new narrative. If you even ask questions, you're a crazy conspiracy theorist that's trying to shift the blame away from those who are responsible. We will tell you who's responsible. Don't ask any other questions, because let us not tolerate anyone who asks questions and shifts the narrative from what we told you it is. And I was like, wow.
Nobody asked me how Building 7 fell at free fall speed and it didn't get hit by a plane. You're a conspiracy theorist. Right. Nobody asked me about how thousands of tons of steel fell at free fall speed and then pretty much just turned into dust. And then we're going to haul that off. No one's going to investigate it. The commission report is going to be BS. And so we're going to censor everybody. But DA, I appreciate your time tonight. As a reminder, Hive, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., I will be back on stream with George Webb. We're going to be going deep on the where he was on the ground after the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Very excited about that. And DA, if you have any closing thoughts, I will let you go ahead before I close us out here.
Just thanks for carrying me on my low energy night. I didn't have a lot of energy tonight, so I apologize for that, but you did wonderfully. And I appreciate you giving me a chance to talk things. Good luck with George Webb tomorrow. It sounds like it'll be an exciting show. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to another crazy week at the Devil's Advocates. I got lots of shit lined up. So here we go. Full steam ahead. Let's do this.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And I have some very exciting news that I'm going to be able to drop at the end of next week. I am not allowed to talk about it, but it is, it's going to be life-changing, DA.
Huh. You're not allowed to talk about it, and it's going to be life-changing.
Yep.
What the fuck? You bastard. All right.
Yeah. So anyways, I hope everybody has a great night. I will see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. I am going to do the nightly stream as well. So tomorrow with George, they're a little bit at least.
Oh my God, your wife's pregnant. That's what it is. Holy shit.
I don't know.
All right. Sorry. I'm out. I'm out.
So anyways, we're going to be doing 2 streams. We're going to be doing 2 streams tomorrow, one at 10 a.m. and then one at our normal time at 7 p.m. So anyways, with that, Hive, and I see the chat right now, but I don't know if that's it. I don't know. But anyways,
I hope it's not, because then I'm an asshole and I stole your thunder. But I really don't know. I have no insight. I want to make sure everybody knows I have no inside information. That was purely a guess. When he's like life-changing and I can't tell you about it, it's like, oh, I know what that is. I got it.
Nah, I don't know. We'll see. It might be something different. But anyways, 10 a.m. tomorrow, Hive, and then 7 p.m. as normal, both in Central Time. And with that, I hope everybody has a great night. Cheers, everybody.
Later.
Thanks, DA.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new life.